Hi, my name is Hector, and I'm currently at Holy Trinity High School. It's May 25th, and I'm here with Chris and Sophia, but I'll be asking questions to Sophia for this interview. Hi, Sophia. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah? Okay, why just okay? That sounds so bland.
Well, I could be doing better. Today was got off to a rocky start.
Heard you got investigated for cheating. Wow.
Oh,
I should have kept it in.
It's
It's still going?
Yeah, we're still going. Okay, so my first question to you is how would you describe me, and how would you describe yourself?
I would describe you as omnipresent. You're always there, almost like annoyingly so, but you make your presence known. You're very loud. You speak your mind.
Okay, and yourself?
Kind of the opposite. I'm not really like that until I get to know somebody. I kind of like to blend in a little more. I don't want people knowing everything about me.
Okay. And how would you like to be remembered?
I don't want to be remembered as a doormat. I feel like a lot of people have pushed me around this year, and I hadn't really, I hadn't really come into my confidence yet. So I just kind of let it happen. And now that I'm at this point in my life where I feel like I can stand up for myself, I want people to remember me as that version of Sophia.
A version that stands up and is aggressive.
Can I hop in real quick?
Sure. What's up, Chris?
When I die, I want people to use my ashes as fertilizer.
So I was
a
talking.
cherry blossom tree.
That's a very beautiful idea. I was talking like by the end of the school year. Or the end of the year.
I want to be known as
So we're including
kid
Chris
that
in
does
this
a lot of
conversation. Really? Okay. So now that you're at it, Chris, where will you be in 10 years? In 20 years?
20 years? The
Yeah.
FBI. 10. A cop.
Oh, so FBI. I thought you meant like investigated by the FBI.
No.
Okay. And what about you, Sophia? 10 years and 20 years. I need some bold statements like him, like getting arrested and things,
Probably on the run for tax evasion.
That's crazy.
Is that in 10 years or 20 years?
That's in 10 years.
Okay.
I know. I don't know where I'll be, but I hope one can hope that they'll be happier in the future.
Okay. Kind of deep. Okay. Now, I met your mom and shook her hand.
Briefly yesterday.
Yes. And what are your parents like, in your opinion?
My parents are very strong-headed. I mean, it's almost a flaw, but they stand for what they believe in, and then sometimes that could be good, that could be bad. I know growing up it was hard to try to make them see my point of view, but in other ways I appreciate how devoted they are.
According to my records, last time I asked you that question, your direct answer was cold.
Okay, what I meant by that was that they're not warm, fuzzy people.
So just cold.
They're not negligent, but they're not exactly like, oh, come over here, I'm going to give you a hug and a kiss. So,
Okay. Would you like to answer the question, Chris?
You kind of met my parents yesterday.
Yeah.
My dad's a little sour when it comes to meeting new people. My mom, she's very energetic when it comes to my friends and me, especially. I'm the favorite child.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Okay. Now, Sophia, describe how you look right now. To be clear, she kind of looks like a...
I have a hair clip on top of my head.
Yeah.
I think...
I don't know about you. I love the sweater.
It looks dope. Okay. Describe how you look right now versus your dream look. Physical appearance only.
I think right now my skin is like breaking out and my hair is very frizzy because it was raining this morning. And I'm in my uniform, so it's just regular old Sophia. In a couple of months, I hope to have clearer skin and I hope to have better control of my hair. I think those are two of my biggest insecurities.
Your hair.
And my skin. Yes.
Right. Okay. And what about you, Chris?
Well, I like to be skinnier. I like to develop my jawline. And I like to invest in my style because right now I don't really got a lot of things,
I like that. And what do you say you look like now? Would homeless run around there, or just?
Well, People tell me I dress like a guy that skates. So
Skater
guess.
boy.
Skater boy.
yeah,
Beautiful. Okay. Now, a very. Oh, so Chris, we don't have to answer this question, but but get into it if you like. But I'll start with Sophia to give you some time to think, just in case. Do you have a love life?
Oh. Yeah, I have a love life. It's not anything crazy. It's a love life. It has its ups and downs. Currently nothing going on, despite what whoever may be listening to this, whatever people may think at this school, because I know a lot of people like to run their mouths. There's nothing going on.
So this is the aggressive version of Sophia.
There's nothing going on. Yeah. But there is, I guess, a love life.
Just because I found the previous answer she gave me, which was her love life was named Sophia Waste Your Time,
Yeah.
which is a very exciting title. Now, Chris, would you like to give it a shot?
um,
We're running on a little bit
yeah.
less than 10 minutes, so just say.
Okay. Yeah. yeah. Just yeah.
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 You said be quick. So yeah.
He has a love
Okay.
life.
Now, this is a question for you, if you'd like to answer it, Christopher. Is there a lesson you learned while being with someone that you wish you could have learned without them? If so, what lesson?
How to respect females. I was really a bad person at some point, and I kind of like reflected off one of my relationships, and it like made me into the person I am now. I don't give the girl credit though, even though she takes it. She goes around telling people I'm like this for a reason. Mm-mm.
Oh,
It's very
okay.
nice.
What about
I
you?
like that. A lesson that I learned in like my most recent relationship was to not wait around for anyone, because you can't force somebody to commit. I know what I bring to the table. I know I'm worth a lot, and I can take that elsewhere if you're not ready. It's not my responsibility to change anyone, and in fact, you'll kill yourself trying to do that. So,
Don't die. Okay. Now this is a good thing that I have both both of you here. What is the hardest part of growing up as a girl and Chris as a guy? Whoever would like to start.
We could be specific.
As specific as you want.
Okay, I have two. One, relationships. Your first breakup is always hard. Like it's really hard.
Yeah.
And then two, puberty, bro.
You know, I
Puberty.
definitely have to agree. It's like, especially in these
You
relationships.
wait. Can you
Can I talk?
No. Oh no, you can't. I'll give you permission. But can you can you be like can I give an example?
Of course, go ahead.
So getting fried for your squeaky voice is kind of
Yeah. It's a confidence killer,
voice
to be
cracks.
honest.
Voice cracks.
the voice cracks.
The acne.
Mm-hmm.
The acne.
Must be
Felt
tough.
that. Felt
Watch
that.
out. No, sorry, before I go into that, onto you. No, I definitely agree. I feel like there's, especially in relationship, there's a lot of things you have to upkeep. A lot of things you have to upkeep, like your confidence and this demeanor that you have and this and that. And it's like so many things as trying to grow up as a guy that kill it. Then you obviously have these other guys that you see older or more mature. You feel like you have to stand up to that. It's always hard, you know. You're always trying to be taught by someone to go a certain way and what their definition of being a man is. So yeah. What about you, Sophia? What's the hardest part about growing up as a girl?
I think probably the standards that society sets on young women. Just you're constantly under scrutiny. You can't mess up. You can't be indecent. Um, like for example, when it comes to like menstruation, that's like everyone's like, oh my god, ew, and they make girls feel disgusting for something that is natural and happens to their bodies. That's out of their control. Another part, another reason why growing up as a girl is hard is because people automatically assume before even getting to know you that you're incapable. And while they may not come out and say it, their mannerisms and the way they speak to you show that they think you're inferior or that they think you're incapable. So I think beating that assumption is probably the hardest part.
And just for whoever's listening, she said menstruation. I understood administration for a while, just to clear that up. because I was confused for a little bit, and I was like, wow. Okay, this one was very targeted to Sophia when I wrote this
Jeez.
because I wrote most of these are my own questions. But Chris, this would be an interesting take on it too. How do you hide your feelings? Which ones do you hide, and why do you hide them?
Who's first?
Chris, you spoke. Go ahead, man. Take it up.
Okay.
Take it up.
Okay.
So anger is not one he hides.
Okay. So I don't really talk to people about how I feel a lot. You know, I'm not easy. Like I don't know. I don't open up as much to people, and I just hide it by just acting normal. Like it's not. People don't have to know what's going on. Like just be there for people and have fun. I guess.
Okay, but the last part is why. Like, I get the there can be different stances to it. Like,
Because I think it could change the perspective of a person. Like it could change the perspective of a person. Like if they think I'm this person, it could like change because of what I hide.
so the
So-
perception of how you say it.
See,
What about you, Sophia? To remind you of the question is where's the question? Okay, the question is how do you hide your feelings? Which ones do you hide, and why do you hide them?
I gotta piggyback off of what Chris said. I think I just kind of, I just put up this facade at school that I'm totally fine. I especially use humor to cover up what I'm feeling. And the feelings that I hide are the ones that I feel like are gonna make me look vulnerable to everyone else. Like, I have been in situations where I don't reach out to the person I love if there's conflict because that's gonna make me look vulnerable. Like, oh, I'm crawling back to them. And you know that very well, Hector. You know that very well, Chris. So,
We do.
just all around feelings that make me feel like I look vulnerable or weak, those are the ones I hide.
So one of the things she said was that she hides her feeling with humor, and then Chris nodded his head, and I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, these guys are pretty funny." So thanks, guys. Now I know there's something you're hiding. Okay. I also asked this Sophia strictly to Sophia. I also asked this question strictly to Sophia, but we'll start with Chris again
oh,
because Chris loves the floor. It's beautiful. What is something that someone has told you that sticks with you till this day, but it makes you feel special? So it has to be something that it hits you and you're like, all right, that's worth me waking up tomorrow.
ooh, oh no.
If you want to think about it, Sophia, continue.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Sophia?
You've already heard this one. Something so simple. I can't remember exactly how they phrased it, but it was something to the effect of simply you being here, just your presence makes my life better. So that makes it worth getting up in the morning.
And as she said, I heard it before, and I actually said it to someone recently because I thought it was such a good thing, and I'm like, that's a good way to phrase it. So yeah, I hope it works.
I think it has to be what you said to me yesterday. Hold on, let me pull up the text real quick.
It's pulling up the receipts.
Fully got the receipts. Oh, Miss Lowe.
Shut up.
Okay. It was one part specific part. That's the part. Okay, there's one part specifically. He said, "Just know, with all honesty, you gave me one of the best days of my life, and it was fucking great. So great. I sat down to tell my parents about it, man. I don't know. That just made me like really happy because it showed kind of like appreciation.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely meant that. Like, me and my parents, we've had such a disconnect lately, and yesterday I was like, I'm not lying to you. Every time I do something or tell my parents something, I go like this. Like, I do the sign of a cross because I get so nervous. And I walked up there and I'm like, I'm gonna tell them about my day, and I did. I told them like everything we did and the pizza, and like it was just dope. It was amazing. Really meant that, man.
You want to know what my dad said about you drinking 3 cups of coffee?
What?
He said you definitely did not sleep yesterday.
Dude, I fell asleep in the car with your mom. Your mom was there. We're talking. I'm like, I'm tired, and then I ended up falling asleep. Nathan
Not
had to
to
wake
make
me
it
up.
more sentimental, but that's actually what he told me in the car. We were on our way home, and Hector was like, "I don't. This is like the first time I've ever hung out with people like really outside of school," and he loved it. And so did I because when we were sitting at that table, I mean, we all have unrelated situations going on. Life can be a bitch, but we all just came together and we had such a good time.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing, man.
I'll be honest. What you said, it kind of made me tear up a little bit. I texted Sophia about it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It doesn't get more genuine than that. All right. So, this one's kind of funny because it's a big if, especially for Sophia. But it's what motivates you to come to school.
Oh, okay.
Or why do you come to school if you come to school?
Okay.
Sophia, take the floor.
I've always been regarded as like the golden child in my family with academics. I've always been a good student compared to my siblings. Not trying to downplay them, but just I've always gotten good grades. And my mom just expects that of me at this point. So I come to school and I try to do my best because I don't want to let her down. You know that, yeah, I don't want to let her down. I've done it once before, last year. You remember that? When I was like failing all my classes, and I promised I would never do it again.
That's some mother-daughter love. What about you, Chris? What motivates you to come to school? You come to school.
My friends. I really have no motivation in academics. I absolutely hate it. But, I got to get through it if I want to have the job that I want. And, yeah.
For the sake of the question, what job do you want to have?
An FBI agent. I think I said this like 4 questions ago.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I kept thinking you wanted to get arrested. Okay. Now, this is kind of funny because I think three of us are genuinely close. We're getting closer a little bit by a little bit. These questions definitely open my eye to your futures. Talks, tax evasion, and getting arrested. Whoever wants to take this first. Who are your best friends and what are they like? No names need to be included if you don't want to. I mean, I love names because I better be included. But the biggest question is like, what are they like? What are some of their qualities? What do they do? Why are they even your best friends to begin with? Not regular friends. We're talking about best friends.
Okay, so I have a couple. So, about to read out a list.
Let's hear it.
I got Nate. He's very extroverted. He's out there. He talks to everybody. Today, when me and Sophia and him were at the train station, he literally walked up to a random girl that goes to HC and said, "Hi, bro."
Yeah.
That's fire.
And then we got you, and I don't know how to explain you. You're very, you kind of. I don't know how to explain you, man.
Come on, you gotta give me something. I don't know.
No, you're very like open to people. You've told me a lot of things that probably shouldn't be said to people, but yeah. So you're very out there too. Then we got the ankle biter right next to me. I don't know. I've been friends with her for like a week.
A week. Yeah.
And she's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it.
And then, yeah, that's about it.
All right. What about you, Sophia? What are your best friends like? What are they like? I know your previous answer, and let's see if it's changed because, as we said,
Yeah.
it's changed.
Honestly, I mean, I don't want to get all like cheesy. Let me preface this with my mom's philosophy on friendship. Miss Teresa thinks that there's no such thing as a best friend. That's something she's told me since I was a young girl. Sophia, you are your best friend. There's no one else on this world that you can trust 100%. You're going to get hurt. So I guess I had that like mindset just kind of eat into me. And now it's kind of hard to refer to people as my best friend. I can have close friends, but never really let anyone all the way in. But you know what? If she hadn't told me all that when I was younger, I think my best friends right now would probably be the two people sitting in this room, as well as Priscilla. And if there's people that I didn't mention, please don't feel offended. I promise.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing for me.
Yeah, I promise that. I mean, like the people that we went out with yesterday, beautiful human beings. That one game that we played where we got to talk and like get to know each other.
Not gonna lie,
That was a
Joel.
good purchase by Kevin.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Actually,
lie,
Kevin and Carlo are two good friends of mine too.
Joel kind of scared me when he said betrayed. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, there's 6 of us here. We're all friends, right? I was
Yeah.
like,
If I knew them better, they would definitely also be my best friends. And I wish I did because they seem amazing.
yeah. I mean, I could say this, Chris. You've definitely made an impact. Like, not that long ago when I asked you this question, she didn't mention you, and I'm because she didn't really talk to you that much. And it's like, and she also said, yeah, in the car last time, but you've been only talking for a week, but you're a great guy. I have to say the same for me. And I talked about this last time. It's hard for me to even call somebody a friend. Like there was a time that Sophia called me her friend, and I was like, "Don't call me that." And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, we were not taking that title, right?" And it's always just like I'm always cautious to be like, "Okay, friend," and then best friend is like, "What's really gonna happen?" Um, but definitely Sophia. In my case, Sophia, Chris, of course, and I have to say Nate. You know, those conversations where I literally don't stop talking and you guys just sit there, listen, pitch in with your opinion, and we somehow keep talking for more hours while not doing history.
Oh,
It's
cut that out.
it's been great, and it's like it's been it's been amazing, and it's like okay, that's what they're like. You guys are listening. You're you're quick to distract me if I'm getting in my head, but you guys are also real, and you'll tell me if I'm doing something.
I'm really bad at advice. I would listen.
Yeah.
You listen. There you go. Okay. That's. I think that's pretty much it.
A
Yeah.
little random question off the top of your head right now.
Random question.
Everyone drop their middle name.
No.
I don't
Right.
got a middle
Hold
name.
up.
I got two last
Alright,
names.
you're safe.
Robledo
You're
or Shaw. Oh wait, we weren't supposed to add that in there.
I gotta take it out. Okay. Random question. What in the last week has impacted you most?
Probably talking to him.
Yeah,
That's
same thing.
he's
for me.
been in my classes all year, all fucking year, and I've never spoken to him. Not to the continent, to the
The way you have
extent that we
last
have
week,
now.
And if Mr. Morales never got sick, we probably would still be like that.
right? It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's what I said to him yesterday. If Mr. Morales had not been out that 1 week and we had sat in the corner in Mr. Tarasi's room, we would not have been friends.
See, things can change really quick. Now, Chris, ask me a question that you either been wondering or you want me to know. You want to know about me specifically.
Oh, what was your last relationship like?
Boom.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
He said, "Oh."
My last relationship was um. Okay, well, my last real relationship was eye opening, to say the least. It changed a lot about how I see things. Um, and then I guess she she changed a lot about who I was, and I guess I realized that because of my last relationship, yeah, I've changed, and it's honestly something I hope I never have to go back to. Okay, Sophia, your turn.
My okay, my
Oh.
last relationship, um, it was more of like weird, toxic friendship, and then a little bit of a relationship towards the end. But it taught me exactly what I mentioned earlier: never to wait around for anyone, and also don't be anyone's emotional punching bag. I I know you're supposed to be there for people that you love, but if you are mentally exhausted and drained, you are not obligated to stay and let them project all of their anger, all of their sadness onto you.
And she said emotional punching bag, but also physical. Please don't be that.
Yes, please don't.
Now you ask a question, Sophia. Just as
Oh.
Chris did.
I don't know. Um,
Any random question you can think of. Just,
Shut up.
If you want, you can take your time. I do have another question that I did not ask.
okay.
And I want to start with Chris. So, Chris, I don't know how I missed this question, but it's a genuine question.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's scary.
it's kind of deep.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
This one also came off the top of my head when I was talking to her, and it's, how do you describe love? And
Complicated.
okay. No, a little more than that. And when you give me that answer, when, like, what age, what time in your life did you decide, okay, that's what love is?
Okay. So it's complicated. Okay, I'll start with when.
When? Yeah. Well,
So it was last year. I had a relationship for a year and a half. And
Wow.
Did you say wow or why, bro?
Wow.
I said wow.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Bachelor over here, why? Why for that long?
Honestly.
No, so it started off really complicated with, like I said, I wasn't really good with people. So I mean, can't think about this answer.
Of course, if you want to
Sophia.
take some time, then yeah. And Sophia?
Love, I don't know. I really don't have like a solid answer. I can tell you what love shouldn't be, but I don't think I've experienced enough of what love should be in terms of like romance to really give you an answer, because you could like shell out the most toxic behaviors and I will be like, oh, normal, been there, done that. So once I'm in like a healthy relationship, I think I'll be able to have a clear perspective on what love is.
Okay.
I can tell you what's good in it.
Tell me.
Okay, so for starters, trust. Like, it's a very big thing that a lot of relationships don't have. Like, there's super controlling relationships. Like, the one that I was in for a year and a half, it was really controlling, and like we both had unadded all the opposite genders on every social media, and like we didn't. Well, yeah, we didn't want like each other talking to the opposite gender. It was really controlling. At the time, I didn't see it. It was like a really good thing because we were like all about each other.
Yeah,
Like,
understood.
After, ooh,
Right.
I mean, here, I'm going to take the floor for this one. Just while you guys think about it. While you guys are talking, it's like, how would you feel if it's, I'll say girl for Chris, but if it's a guy, then a guy. If a guy comes up to you or a girl comes up to you and they like you like them, and like they just did everything quote unquote perfect. They talked about how they felt. If you guys had an argument, you were just like, they were like, hey, look, I messed up. I'm just going to take some time off. Like, it was quote unquote perfect, like what perfect love should be. You didn't even have to try. They didn't have to try because it just kept blending in well and well. Is that really a relationship? Because it's like, when you think of a relationship, isn't the point to
It's-
try?
Yeah.
Like, isn't the point to go through those phases where they don't know how to trust and you have to teach them, or they have to teach you and you trade that? But at the same time, how much is that? How much of that distrust, dishonesty, how much of that is too much to the point where you're like, okay, this isn't a relationship anymore?
cheat once.
Well,
Cheat
no,
once, you're done.
Cheat once, you're done.
okay, yeah, that's a hard line. But like, where are the soft lines? Where are the, you can't be perfect at it because you obviously have some type of trauma, and if they are they being genuine?
There's no like, I can't even give you like a solid answer for that. Just like a set of rules. I think as long as the person is genuinely trying and you see that they're trying to rectify their mistakes and correct their faults, then yeah.
Ooh, the problem with seeing people trying has to be that people have different versions of showing
Right.
how they
It's
try.
hard.
Yeah.
It is because some people would say, depending on how they tried, some people just decide trying is different for them.
Mhm.
So for me, and we'll go around the table, so think about it. I say love, if I could use a different word for it, would just be trying. You have to try. And it's like, You try you try this, you try that, you try until something lines up right, because there's obviously an issue, and it's like you have to try to work on your bad things while trying to grow with another person. It's really hard to think of. So I'm going with trying. Would you guys agree with that, or would you use a different word?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, now Sophia, we've taken about a 5 minute break. Have you come up with a question?
Why are you still friends with me?
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's actually a very interesting question
Oh.
because no, it's
Why you asked that?
it's not like that. But I you having fun, Chris?
Yes, I don't know what that
You were
is.
a child. Okay.
I think I'm still friends with you because there's a genuine connection where I'm like where I'm like, okay, I can talk to her, I can be her friend, and I don't know. I always thought, I mean, I thought this until not that long ago, that whenever there was any type of connection to a girl where you could make her laugh, have a genuine deep conversation, there had to be some level of attraction, and it's like I always push that level of
Yeah,
attraction.
and we saw that. I remember there was. I mean,
It's okay. Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay. There was a time in our friendship where I guess we were kind of like trying to view each other romantically. But then the way that you can tell that this was meant to be platonic is the fact that we can skip past that. We can laugh about it now. And we're
Yeah, I can genuinely say I don't think I've met a girl yet. Watch out. I think I've met
That
a
reminds you of what Joel said.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think I've met a girl yet that's not Sophia that I've been able to keep in this state of friendship and not push it. Because I always push it. I've pushed it with almost every girl I've met, and I'm mostly successful. But but I've
Cocky.
but with you, it's like no, it's just not there.
Yeah. And
But I
it's not
still
like an insult. It's
right.
just
It's just it's weird, but we're friends.
we're friends.
We're friends,
I
and
don't think it's
I
a
like that.
bizarre concept to just be friends with a girl.
For me, it is. Trust me, it's just
That's a good answer,
never
though.
happens.
Thank you.
All right, I think that concludes the end of this. Is there anything you guys want to say that you've learned out of this? You were like, oh wow. Anything you guys taken out of this conversation that you're like, I love it, or
I like having very personal conversations with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's Sophia for you. I
Okay.
guess that's Chris for you too. All right.